How's it going, everybody? It's your bro called Joe here, and today I'm gonna be doing my kindergarten experience story. Now, before I get to that, I just wanna apologize because I didn't post anything for Christmas. I was gonna post like a Christmas Carol cover, but I was sick and really busy because it was Christmas season. So I didn't vlog or anything. So I made an acting of me being sick on Christmas Day. So enjoy this really short video that I made like 5 minutes ago. Enjoy. How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Joe here, and it's Christmas Day today, and I'm feeling a little bit sick. So I'm just gonna be taking some of this Robitussin cough syrup, and yeah, here goes nothing. Oh man, I don't want to take this. What flavor is this? There's no flavor. This one, original, I guess. All right. Oh man. Here goes nothing. Now, before I start the video of my kindergarten experience story, I just want to tell you guys that I'm starting a series called My Years in School, which is about my stories in school, grade by grade. Like, I'll do a story about when I was in first grade, which is primary 1, and then another video about me in primary 2, which is second grade, and so on and so on. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy the series. And without further ado, this is my kindergarten experience story. Enjoy. Now, when I first started kindergarten, it was really scary for me because uh, I didn't know anyone there. Like, none of them were my neighbors or anything. And I just didn't know anyone there. And I didn't know how to make friends because it was my first time uh, being with people that I didn't know. And it was also scary for me because it was my first time being away from my family and everyone that I knew. So every time when my mom like picked me up from home to go to school, I would like, Mom, I'll be like, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I'm scared. And she just tells me gently, she's like, son, it's okay, school, it's a necessary part of life. It's okay, we'll be meeting each other soon again, and we're gonna go for ice cream later, yay! So yeah, that was my mom, like, before, like, when I was at the gate of the school, she would, uh, she would cheer me up by saying that sometimes, and, to make me not be scared of school, because if she didn't tell me that we had ice cream later, I'll be, like, focusing on school, which is scary, because I was just really socially awkward, even now actually, which is bad. And anyway, I had 3 lessons. I had English lesson, Chinese lesson, and math lesson, which included algebra and trigonometry. And also, I'm just kidding. Imagine if you were like a 6-year-old kid, 6 or 5-year-old kid learning trigonometry. That would be crazy. Anyway, uh, I had 3 teachers. The first one for my English or math lesson, oh yeah, she was my math teacher. She was called Miss Amy. She was actually called Madam Ang, but I think she liked to be called Miss Amy. So Miss Amy was a really good teacher. She was really nice to us. She gave us candy and stickers whenever we did well. And whenever we did mistakes in our questions or like our papers or homework, she would be like, "Oh, it's okay, try harder next time. Next time you'll get it." And she'll teach us how to do like the questions. And she didn't teach us math at times. I think there were times that she taught us English when our English teacher wasn't around. And she didn't teach us I mean she did wait, what am I saying? She didn't just teach us math and English. She taught us how to be nice to people, like being polite and all that, making friends, um, being respectful to one another, and appreciating things. Miss Amy was a good teacher. One time, nobody picked me up from school because I think something happened or something, and Miss Amy knew I was hungry because I think I told her or something, and she was like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" Because the entire school has left, and I was the only kid there, and the school like ran out of food already. So uh, before that, she bought like lunch, and she actually gave me her lunch to eat. So I was really really thankful for that, and yeah, she gave me like this plate of nasi lemak, which is a local dish here in Singapore and Malaysia, and I think Indonesia. Uh, Anyway, I was really thankful for what she did for me. It was her own lunch. It's nothing big, but it was still meaningful for me. So after every math lesson, I would have English lesson with this teacher called Miss City, but I'll just call her Miss Jane. So Miss Jane was one of the most boring and mundane English teachers I've ever had. So her classes were just like your really really typical English lessons. It was just like when she came into the classroom, she would just say good morning like in like a really mundane way, and we would say good morning back to her in like a really tired and mundane way. And this is how her classes went by like. Now A is for apple. Apple. Read it after me. Apple. 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 One more time. Apple. Good kids. Now, apples are really healthy for you if you eat them a lot, and they also keep the doctor away if you throw it hard enough at him. So yeah. Moving on to B. B stands for bat. B could also stand for other things like baseball or buffalo or something else that starts with B. Now I purposely picked bat because this is the thing I used to hit my boyfriend every night with. And yeah, a bat is also really good when you use it for baseball, and also a bat, you can find a bat at the zoo too. Now I'm gonna move on to the letter C. So after every English lesson, we would have playtime and lunchtime. So they would usually give us some cereal with milk to eat and some rice at times. Sometimes they give us other things too, like noodles and stuff. But we would usually eat it like 10 to 20 minutes. Like we would eat it really quickly so that we could go and play. Uh, Now my kindergarten had like I think 3 stations to play at. We had like a book station. Oh wait, no, we had 4 stations. We had a book station. That's the first one, which most people didn't go to. We would have like a toy car station with like those one of with like one of those like toy car rugs, like the ones you get from IKEA, like one of these. So the next station was this like basement thing where you get to just pretend like you're in your own house and chill out there. But it was really dark there, so nobody really went there. And on top of that, there was this like attic thing where a lot of kids like to chill out and just bring some toy cars up there and sit down and chit chat. Uh, But I didn't really get to go on there much because there was this one guy at school. This one guy at school. His name was called Daniel. And Daniel didn't really like me for some reason. He had his own clique, which included this girl called Gigi, but we'll call her Jasmine, and this guy called Wenxiang, but I'll just call him Jake. So Jake, Jasmine, and Daniel. There's three people. Now Jake and Jasmine were they were not too mean to me, I guess. They were mean to me at some times, but not all the time. But Daniel was the one that hated me all the time for no reason. Like I did nothing to this guy, you know. Every time he would like take my stationery at times and like run away with it at times. Sometimes when I was playing like the toy cars, he would like snatch it away from me. Sometimes when I tried to make friends with him, he would like ignore me and like walk away. And whenever I wanted to go to this like attic thing, like the attic station thing, I was not able to go because he would finish his food like so quickly, and he would let like some of my other classmates like go in, but he would just not let me go in. Like it was a really rare occurrence if I was in there with him. So every time I wanted to go up the attic, he would like block the attic entrance, so I was not able to go up there. And every day he would give me this stare like, Joel, I'm gonna kill you one day, you just wait. So that's my lunchtime and playtime story. To be honest, my playtime was kind of boring, you know. I didn't really get to do much. I didn't get to go to the cool attic a lot. Like usually when I go there, it'll be like when Daniel and Jasmine and Jake have left the attic, and like it was like a few minutes to the next lesson, you know? So I didn't really get to spend a lot of time there. I didn't get to go there a lot. So most of my time was spent at the toy car station with the toy car rug. And thanks to Miss Amy, I was able to make friends there because there were a lot of people who was there too. And yeah, I just made friends with them. Don't know how they are now though. Hopefully they're doing well. So before every Chinese lesson, when it was still playtime and lunchtime, like a few minutes before Chinese lesson, I would always be so scared because I know that my teacher called Zhao 老师 was gonna be teaching us. Let's just call her what's a horrible name? Like what's a horrible name that people usually have? Let's call her Ursula. No offense to people called Ursula in real life, because I was thinking about the Little Mermaid and the villain was called Ursula. And also Phoebe from Friends, like her twin was called Ursula, and she was a really mean person. So I'm just gonna call my Chinese teacher Ursula. So Ursula was really, really strict, like most Chinese teachers. And okay, some Chinese teachers aren't so strict. They're actually very nice. I had one before. But anyway, Ursula was big-eyed, and loud and scary. So every time when we returned back to our classrooms, I would just like wait in fear and like hug my bag and everything. And sometimes pray to God. And yeah, I would just wait in fear. And when she would come to class, she would be like, 我看你们啊，不喜欢你们。同学们早安。OK， 今天我要教你们这个字叫我 听到了吗？我跟我讲，我，哎，金伟有讲吗？你要讲我就打你哎。Okay, that might be a slight exaggeration, but still, she was really scary. And whenever I would ask her, like, how to write certain words, because my Chinese was never good. Even it's not even that good now, to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm Chinese and my Chinese is bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, what was I? So I would ask my Chinese teacher some questions at times, and she would answer me in like a really scary way. Okay, this is what happened. 老师，这个字怎么样读啊？这个字，什么字？给我看，哪一个？这个字，这个字你不知道？这个字叫个，你不知道啊？笨蛋啊！打给你妈妈就知道了。So yeah, she was just a really strict teacher in general. There was this one girl who cried almost every day in her class. I can't really remember this girl's name, so I just call her Jamie. Now Jamie was a typical, like a typical student. She was a really nerdy girl, even though she didn't know much of Chinese. She was really innocent, really nice, really respectful, really polite. But when she came to Ursula's lesson, she would be even more scared than me. She would sometimes hide in the bathroom for like a really long time, and whenever she would come back, she would get scolded because she took too long, and she would cry in class. And sometimes not just one time, like she would cry in class like a few times because sometimes she has questions to ask Ursula, and Ursula would not answer nicely. Like the only times Ursula would answer nicely was like when she was like having like a good day or something. So yeah, that was just my experience in Chinese class. So whenever it was dismissal, like when everybody got to go home, like all our lessons were finished, we had to line up in the school and then line up and walk outside together. And we would meet our parents there. So I would wait there anxiously so that I could go home from that hell. I really wanted to go home like most of the time. And my mom would pick me up and we would go home. There was one time, this older girl. I was in kindergarten, my first year. I was in my first year of kindergarten, and this girl, forgot what her name was. To be honest, let's just call her Wanda. This girl called Wanda came up to me because apparently I called like her brother like a slowpoke or something, because we had to end like the math class or something, and he took really slow and he was holding everyone up, so I called him like a slowpoke or something. I can't remember what happened. And she yelled at me in front of everyone. There was at least like 20 people there, and I cried. And it was outside of the school as well, so there were like people in public watching me cry. And yeah, it was a terrible experience for me. So every time when I came to school and I would see Wanda like in like playtime or lunchtime or both, I would like try to keep my distance from her and sometimes even hide from her because I was just so scared. And she was older than me, so yeah, and she was taller than me, so that did scare me even more. So that's my kindergarten experience story. Come to think about it, my kindergarten experience was not so bad. Pretty sure other people had it worse. I'm pretty sure some of you would understand or have gone through what I've gone through, or at least some of the things that I've mentioned. And yeah, before I end this video, I just wanted to show you my kindergarten picture. It was a class picture. So this was me in 2004. Yeah, I know. I look so much different. You know, I used to have that like Asian nerd haircut, you know, with that triangle in the middle. And yeah, we had this like penguin to take pictures with. And oh, let's do a close up of how I look now and how I look back in 2004. Do I look similar? I used to look so much cuter back then. Oh wait, I didn't wear specs that back then. So yeah. This is how I look like back then, guys, and this is how I look now. 2014, 2018. Yeah, yeah, times has changed, didn't it? But I still look pretty good now, don't I? Alright. Okay, time to look at the rest of my class. So this was my class. This was focus, please. iPhone. Focus, come on. There we go. This teacher was this teacher was Miss Amy. This was the kid that I apparently called Slowpoke. Don't know who this kid was. This was Jasmine with Jake. Wait, no. I mean the guy with the guy from Jake and Daniel's clique. I can't remember who this guy is. Can't remember this guy. Now this was the girl that always cried in Ursula's Chinese lesson. Now this kid I can't remember much from. Yeah, sorry. I can't remember much from this kid too. This kid. Now this kid was Daniel, the guy who always bullied me. Yeah, look at his scary face, like, I'm gonna kill you tonight. I can't remember much from this guy. He's standing right next to me. And that's me, standing right next to this girl. Look at my face. Just look at my face. Come on, focus. Focus on my face, iPhone. There we go. Kind of focus now, at least. That's the girl beside me, which I can't remember much from. Can't remember much from the boy beside her. And this girl right here, she was not liked at school, I remember, and she also had a crush on me, if I can remember. This guy was Wen Xiang, which I called him Jake. Yeah, this is Jake, Daniel, and Jasmine. Can't remember much from this guy. Can't remember much from you two, you and you and you. Now this was Miss Amy, and this was Miss Jane, and this was Ursula. 找老师. Look at how scary she is. Just look. I don't even know how to explain her face, man. It's so intimidating and scary. Just look at her big eyes. Oh my god, it's scary. This brings back nightmares, man. Whenever she would look at me and stare at me like that, it gave me nightmares, to be honest, a little bit. Because her face was just so scary. Like, I can't, you know? Alright, yeah, that's my class. That's me. That's me, sorry. Yeah, that was my class. 2004. So, that's the end of my kindergarten experience story. I don't have anything much else to say. Just stay in school, kids, and don't let your teachers bully you, and don't let the kids at school bully you as well. If that happens, tell your parents or the principal of the kindergarten if there is one. So yeah, don't. Okay, this goes to everybody out there. If you get bullied anywhere, even in your workplace or at school or even at home, which is very bad, do something about it. You know, call someone, tell someone. You know, don't suffer in silence. And yeah. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be making more of these school story experiences. My years in school videos soon. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and favorite, and share this video with all your friends. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching.